Hello friends, welcome. GK Today presents Daily GK and Current Affairs quiz for 13th of April 2017. So moving on to question number 1. Which country's honorary citizenship has been received by Nobel Peace Laureate Malala Yousafzai? So the choices are A. Norway, B. Canada, C. Switzerland, or D. South Africa. So the correct choice is B. Canada. Now, Nobel Peace Laureate Malala Yousafzai has become only the sixth person. Now, she is the sixth person so far, sixth person to receive Canadian citizenship, honorary Canadian citizenship for advocating girls' education. Now, this Pakistani activist was welcomed to the seat of Canada's democracy by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. At the age of 19, Yousafzai is the youngest person to speak to Canadian members of parliament and senators in a joint session. She is also the youngest to receive honorary Canadian citizenship, which is a privilege previously granted to 5 others, including Nelson Mandela, the Dalai Lama, and Myanmar's Aung San Suu Kyi. So far, this citizenship, honorary citizenship, has been granted to Mr. Nelson Mandela. Then we have Dalai Lama and also Aung San Suu Kyi. Aung San Suu Kyi of Myanmar. So moving on to the next question. Who has been named as the new administrator of United Nations Development Programme, or UNDP? So the choices are A. Kamal Dervis, B. Helen Clark, C. Ségolène Royal, or D. Achim Steiner. So the correct choice is D. Achim Steiner. Now Achim Steiner, who comes from Germany, he's from Germany. He is an expert on environmental issues and politics and has been named as the new administrator of United Nations Development Programme, or UNDP. Now he will succeed Helen Elizabeth Clark, a former New Zealand Prime Minister. Now previously he served at United Nations Environmental Programme. Now previously Achim Steiner has served at United Nations Environment Programme and also headed the UN office in Kenya. Now UNDP, this program basically focuses on poverty reduction. It focuses on reduction of poverty. Then it also focuses on HIV or AIDS, and also on democratic governance, and energy and environment, then social development, and also crisis prevention and recovery. Crisis prevention, so we can write prevention here, prevention and recovery. So these are various peripherals on which UNDP works on. So there are poverty reduction, HIV or AIDS, democratic governance, energy and environment, social development, crisis prevention and recovery. Now UNDP is headquartered at New York in USA. So moving on to the next question. The International Day of Human Space Flight is observed on which date? The choices are A. 12th of April, B. 10th of April, C. 13th of April, or D. 14th of April. So the correct choice is A, that is 12th of April. Now the International Day of Human Space Flight is celebrated every year on 12th of April to mark the beginning of space era for mankind and reaffirming the important contribution of space science and technology in achieving sustainable development goals and increasing well-being of states and people. Now on 12th of April, basically in 1961, the first human space flight was carried out by Yuri Gagarin. So in 1961, on this date, the first human space flight was carried out by Yuri Gagarin, who was a Soviet citizen. So this historic event actually opened the way for space exploration for the benefit of all humanity. Moving on to the next question. Which state government will launch a unique program known as Ammaku Vandaman in schools to pay tribute to mothers? The choices are A. Karnataka, B. Andhra Pradesh, C. Kerala, or D. Tamil Nadu. So the correct choice is B. Andhra Pradesh. Now Andhra Pradesh government will launch this program in schools to pay tribute to mothers and as a matter of respect to motherhood. It will be implemented in high schools on the annual day of every academic year or any other day which will be selected by the school management committee. Now under the program, basically the school children will take blessings of their mothers. First they will take blessings of their mothers, or they can also do Pada Puja. Now Pada Puja is known as washing the feet of their mother. Now state government has actually allocated rupees 2.5 crores for this program, out of which 1.25 crores will be released by the government, and rest of the amount will have to be pooled by headmasters and teachers from various alumni or donors or via corporate social responsibility or CSR. So moving on to the next question. The National Safe Motherhood Day or NSMD is observed on which date in India? The choices are 13th of April, 14th of April, April 12th or April 11th. So the correct choice is D, April 11th. So the National Safe Motherhood Day or NSMD is observed every year on 11th of April to create awareness about maternity care create awareness about maternity care, which is very important. Maternity care for both pregnant and lactating women. Now this is basically an initiative by White Ribbon Alliance for Safe Motherhood. White Ribbon Alliance for Safe Motherhood in India. So it comes out WRAI. So this is initiative undertaken by White Ribbon Alliance for Safe Motherhood India. Now the focus of 2017 is to ensure that women must have the availability and adequate access to care during pregnancy, childbirth and even postnatal services. Moving on to the sixth question. Which committee has been constituted by the Union government to examine the existing framework with regard to various virtual currencies? Choices are A. Dinesh Sharma Committee, B. Shakti Kanta Das Committee, C. H.R. Khan Committee, or D. B.S. Dharamraj Committee. So the correct choice is A. Dinesh Sharma Committee. The Union government has recently constituted this committee, which is an interdisciplinary committee to examine the existing framework with regard to various virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies or digital currencies, or all they refer to the same. So this committee will also take stock of basically the present status of these currencies both in India and abroad. So it has to take account of present status of these currencies both in India and in the world. Then it will also suggest measures for dealing with currencies. So it will suggest some measures for dealing with these currencies, including issues which relate to consumer protection and money laundering. And it will also examine the existing global regulatory and legal structures. It will examine global regulatory or legal structures globally which deal with these currencies. The committee is chaired by Mr. Dinesh Sharma, who is the Special Secretary of Economic Affairs. He is the Special Secretary of Economic Affairs and will submit a report in 3 months. So the committee has to submit the report in 3 months. So moving on to the next question. India has signed MOU with which neighbouring country for extending Hindi language course? The choices are A. Nepal, B. China, C. Myanmar, or D. Bangladesh. So the correct choice is surprisingly China. Now, Government of India has signed an agreement with China to extend the term of Hindi language course, which is functioning at a leading Chinese university since 2012. So now the MOU was signed by Consul General of Shanghai and Consulate Prakash Gupta on behalf of Indian Council for Cultural Relations and Shanghai International Studies University with President Cao Deming in Shanghai. So it was signed between Gupta on behalf of Indian Council for Cultural Relations and the president of Shanghai International Studies University, Cao Deming. So these were the two people between whom this agreement was signed. So initially this MOU was signed on October 29, 2012 for a period of 5 years by the then Ambassador of India to China and Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar and the SISU Executive Vice President Feng Qinghua. So this is the past information. So what is more relevant now is Mr. Prakash Gupta and Cao Deming. Moving on to the next question, or the last question for today's quiz. Which state government will relaunch Adarana scheme for improving traditional occupations? The choices are A. Himachal Pradesh, B. Sikkim, C. Andhra Pradesh, or D. Odisha. So the correct choice is C. Andhra Pradesh. Now Andhra Pradesh government has relaunched this scheme for improving traditional occupations. So this has a special concern with traditional occupations, and the scheme is basically for upliftment and all-round development of people belonging to various backward classes. Now it will offer various modern tools, technologies, marketing and financial support to artisans and those pursuing traditional occupations, basically with the aim to raise their income and provide them with employment or enhance employment in rural areas. Now it has been launched with this objective by Telugu Desam Party rule. So with this we come to a close of today's quiz. Thank you so much for watching.